comic book fan. More importantly, I think I'm a 6-time returning Comic-Con Revolution guest host, whatever. I love being here in the Alien Empire. I love seeing all the fandom here. So thank you guys for coming out. I think some of you are your first times here. They have an amazing show here. Hopefully you're here all weekend. I'm proud to introduce a couple of amazing voice actors from a game you guys may have played called Halo. You guys know Steve Downs is an award-winning broadcaster from the great city of Chicago, but you also know him as the mighty Master Chief. Also have Jen Taylor, who is the voice of Cortana, amongst many other voices. But yeah, let's bring them up. Put together everybody for They should be open. Those should be open.
Hello. They are.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a mic here. I know a lot of you have questions. Don't be shy. It always takes that one brave person to come up here. But yeah, welcome guys. Yeah, I wore this shirt for you. You're from the great city of Chicago. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Familiar with Malort? Right?
Oh God, my Lord!
Malort, for anyone who doesn't know, is the worst tasting thing ever invented.
And proud of it too. Worst tasting liquor in the world, and it's a rite of passage in the city of Chicago. So, if you
in Chicago?
made in Chicago, proudly made in Chicago.
Probably made from Chicago, but it is literally the worst thing ever
It
made.
is awful.
I like you too much. I don't think we would voice that.
No.
Yeah, it's a strange advertising campaign, I must admit. Try my Lord. It's awful.
But it's worked.
It has worked.
I'm wondering if it would improve your voice. Like maybe you gotta go.
You know what? It couldn't hurt.
I've been watching your social media clips, both of you. You guys do a lot of convention announcements. I think you guys are just at Level Up and a bunch of others. I love your rapport with each other, which is why I was surprised that you guys have done these great voices, but you didn't meet until way into the process. Is that correct?
10th anniversary. It was 2011 in a hotel lobby, and I ran up and bear hugged him.
Knocked me right over.
I said, "Hi."
Up until then, Jen lives in Seattle. I lived in Chicago at the time, and it's not unusual that voice actors, especially in gaming, don't work together physically, and we didn't. And in all honesty, probably wasn't a big need for it. But with Halo,
Really good editors, basically, is what was happening.
and we got together for the 10th anniversary, not to work together, but because it was the 10th anniversary. Marty O'Donnell was there, and a lot of the key figures that were involved in the Bungie era and the Microsoft 343 era.
It was a celebration of.
Right. And that's where Jen and I met, and then not long after that, we
Halo
began
4.
work on Halo 4. And that was the first and only time that we've actually been able to work in the same studio together, reading our lines together. And it was people often ask us what our favorite Halo game is, and that's it, because, at least in part, because of that experience of being able to work together.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, it always helps with interactions with people who are right in front of you. I know most of your life is in an isolated booth.
It's a lonely existence. Voice acting is a lonely existence.
Yeah,
We don't have
with
many friends.
Yeah, and then just problems, right? Or a director kind of like, no, do it like this. It always helps with the human interaction, for sure. Anybody question? You can shoot your hand up, or you can use this mic. Brave soul, we'll go to you
John.
first.
Yeah, we
John.
know each other. I actually always wondered, I can't believe I didn't think, oh, you want me to go to the...
No, you're good. You guys can
Okay.
come up. I saw you guys coming up. Yeah, you project, my friend. We hear you loud and clear.
I always wondered why it is in Super Mario Sunshine you didn't do all the female voices, including Flood, female Beyonce, Bowser Jr.,
Wow. Why did I do all of the female characters?
or
Well,
male characters who were kids and...
I was
wanted-
busy. I know. They wanted to spread it around. They don't want the same sound everywhere. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, funny you should mention that. So you
Princess Peach and Toad, for those of you who never
you've said the word Cortana what, about 18 million times.
More or less.
You're done.
Yeah.
Cortana. Cortana.
We used to joke that I would go blah 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 blah.
Cortana.
Blah 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 blah.
Cortana.
Yes.
And I also hope you're not sick. I noticed in the booth you had a microphone.
In the booth, I had oh yes, I'm wearing a microphone with a mask. Yeah, yeah.
Are you sick?
Here we go. It's happening, you guys. I'm telling you, I have an autoimmune disease, so it's hard for me to be in places like this. So, yeah.
Yeah, plus the mic saves your voice a little bit.
It saves my voice. Yeah. The
It's,
microphone.
it's kind of the tool of your trade.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So, yeah, go for it, my friend.
Yeah, a couple questions. Steve, first forms, gotta know, Cubs, White Sox?
It's a painful question, although the Cubs are doing well this year, so the Cubs, the Sox are an abomination. It's just an awful place to be. So, yeah. I have a few Cubs issues that are not baseball related, but we won't.
We'll save that for the sports card show, right?
Yes, right.
And then the other question I have, having voiced Master Chief as long as you have, having known the character, how he's put together and everything like that, what's somebody like the Master Chief do when there's no fight left to fight?
Oh. When the fight is indeed finished.
Yeah.
Wow. Boom, there you go. Margarita and a sandy.
All margarita.
And I think he would have deserved it. So.
Does the helmet stay on at the beach?
No, I mean,
Well, to protect, yeah, for a tan, you know, yeah.
It's UV resistant.
Yeah, it is UV resistant.
Yeah, no skin cancer. Good question. How does Master
no,
Chief retire?
love all your work, by the way, man. You're always here, man. Awesome.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Come on up, my friend.
Hello again to the two of you. Thank you again for the time. 20 years or 20 plus years in the Halo universe is quite something special. My question would be, if you could relive any one moment or change or edit whatever have you, what moment would that be for the two of you?
Oh wow, there are so many.
Where do we begin?
I mean, I wish that I could go back to the day that I auditioned and find out what I ate for breakfast. Because that was a really good day, you guys. That was a very lucky, fortunate day that I had. And I had no idea what was gonna happen, how that, you know, because we didn't have anything like that. There was nothing to base it on, and so I had no idea how it was going to shift my life. So I'd like to go back and find out what I did that day.
Right, how did you start your day off?
Exactly, and prep again. Do it again every day. Yeah, I don't remember.
You know, it's always a tricky question because, you know, we both, you know, we are our own worst critics, and you know, you always go back and watch some of the old cinematics and think, wow, I wish I could have done that better. I would have done this differently, etc. And the fact of the matter is, both Jen and I, coincidentally, for Halo 1 and 2, had noticeable colds. When
Not
we
for
did.
Halo 1, I didn't. Just
Oh,
for
I
Halo
did.
2.
No, I had it for both.
Halo 2, we both had colds.
And so I hear it, and I hear, you know, a person who is sick
Yes.
doing, so, but beyond that, it's.
The
it-
floods
you know,
right
you know,
above.
you'd like to say, you know, you do it differently, you do it better, you do it worse. But the fact of the matter is, here we are 24 years into it, and it did pretty well. So I don't know that you want to go back and change anything, because you.
What would you relive?
I would
The
relive
bear
our
hug.
Halo 4
Halo 4.
sessions.
We had so much
It
fun.
was a lot of fun, and you know, very, very special to do. So yeah, if I had one to do again, it would be that one.
Thank you both again.
Great question. Thank you very much. Hello, my friend. Your question.
I am a big fan of the franchise since, well, the first 60 days since I first got the system. So for Jen, I'm just wondering about Cortana's portrayal on the operating system itself. Like, what was it like getting that into all Microsoft systems or other
Taking
softwares?
over. Pig hammer. You know, it's funny, the way that happened was a dinner party. I was having dinner with my friend who happened to work for Microsoft.
Yeah.
And he told me that the code name for the operating system was Cortana as sort of a joke, right? And I said, oh, that is funny. And he said, wouldn't it be cool if you did it? That was literally how that happened. And I'm eating chicken breast, and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be a funny thing. And he's like, really? Would you do it? And I said, well, sure, if they asked me to. And not a week later, I got a call. So he knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody.
Planted the seed.
Yeah. I'm not. It's hard to be aware of that kind of, I'm not in your room watching you play or watching you on your computer, right? So it isn't something that I'm really aware of, except for the fact that my parents, who Halo never has really meant anything to my family. They just don't play, right? It just doesn't mean anything to them. But they knew about the phone, and wow, was that bragging rights. So I guess that's really more my mom. My mom finally had an understanding of what I was doing.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's one of the greatest contributions you did for Microsoft is that.
Oh,
I would say so, but at the same time, you're just iconic as Controller no matter what.
what a nice thing.
And Steve, you too, you're great too.
Yeah, you're okay too.
I'm with her.
There's no words I can say about it. It's just you two are just the greatest.
That's beautiful, man.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. And
Thank
Bill
you.
Gates loves your voice.
Oh, hi.
Bill Gates.
Hi there.
Hello, Jonathan.
Jen and Steve. Oh, hey. Hi, man. Hi, my name is Jonathan Patterson, and I'm actually pretty happy that I am able to meet you, Miss Jen, as well as you, Steve. I also recognize you also as the voice of not only Princess Peach, but also Zoe from Left 4 Dead, which I really love that character so much, because here's the thing. I have two questions for you. First off, for Jen, my first question is that it would be pretty funny if Princess Peach and Zoe kind of met up together. I don't know what they would have said.
Strange world. Very strange world. Mushrooms and zombies, okay? Yeah.
That's great. And the second question was, and this is an important one because it was pretty interesting that you got to work with Keith David, you got to work with David Scully, who's the voice of Sergeant Johnson, and I was wondering, what was it like working with Keith and David and such?
Sadly, we didn't get to work with Keith David. I only met Keith David 3 years ago? 3 years ago. And I kind of fangirled all over him. He was very gracious about it. So I never got to meet him. David Scully is actually a friend of mine. I've known for years. So, and again, we didn't get to work together. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall during his recording sessions, because he's a hoot.
That's
Scully.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Jonathan.
your answers.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Hi.
Chief.
Hi.
Chief.
Sorry, just to say I've loved Halo since my freshman year of high school, and I'm actually graduating today. It's pretty crazy.
All right, congrats, man.
My question is there any, because obviously, Halo's so grand and stuff, but is there any other maybe franchises, sci-fi or fiction or non-fiction that you might want to be a part of?
I want to be in Red Dead.
I think you just manifested it.
Let's
So.
manifest
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I was so unbelievably lucky to, fall into the Master Chief role. It's hard to say, geez, I wish I could do. It's like, dude, you got the role of a lifetime.
Yeah, that is.
But I love The Last of Us. I love Fallout. Yeah, that'd be great to be some character in one of those games. But yeah.
I want to be some old, haggard lady who spends most of her time at the bar. Is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Sound like Chief on a really bad day. No, they'll come. They will come. Yeah.
Life goals.
Right.
Be the bar, play at the dive bar.
At Red Dead.
You know who I used to be?
Yeah, no, not in real life. Good lord.
But I was massive for Speed Bound. Have you ever considered going back to the radio screen, maybe? Because I would honestly, I would love to hear your voice every day. You know, I'm just saying.
To going back to what?
The radio industry.
No. Short answer.
Short.
I did radio for 44, 45 years. Loved 75% of it. Towards the end, commercial radio, got too commercialized. You know, that's what happens with commercial radio, it gets commercialized. But it got too corporate, and the things that I enjoyed about the job were taken away. And now you're just,
I started to feel like a monkey, just pushing buttons.
yeah, you're just pushing buttons, reading a script, and you know, that wasn't the fun part. So no, I have no regrets. I retired from radio 10 years ago, and I never looked back, and I don't miss it.
Yeah.
It was fun while it lasted, but it was time to move. I had a great time. Some of the best years were in Los Angeles at KLOS, which I was on for 10 plus years, and that was a blast. What I remember of it. It was the 80s.
Good times, good times. Good times in the radio land back then. Thank you. Come on up.
Hello, my name is Charlie. I have a question for both of you. What would you say is the hardest part about voice acting both of your characters?
You know, after we started living up to what we had done before was always the challenge, right? Creating, not letting anybody down. Like the first time we did it, we had no precedent, so it was, oh, fun, we're just creating this character and we'll see what happens. And then after that, it became very important to me to honor her, and to, you know, of course we're expanding. Every time you come back, you learn more about your character. But I felt a heavy weight that way, and that I wanted to continue to do, because I love Cortana so much, and I wanted to continue to flesh her out and honor her in the best way that I knew how. And so I felt pressure. I did feel pressure, not only from myself, but the fans, right? You want to, that got harder as the longer we went.
I think for me, it's the, when I didn't have a lot of experience, quite honestly, reprising a character. You know, most of my career in voiceover, you know, it's one and done. You get a job, you do the job, then it's over. Then you're fired, and you go to the next thing. You know, so Halo and the voice of Master Chief was, the first time really I was involved in you know, repeating, you know, a character. And I think the challenge for me was not to imitate the voice, but, you know, to inhabit the voice. And I found that as we would get into you know, later renditions of the game, that was, you know, don't go in and try to sound like Master Chief. You go in and be Master Chief, and that was the biggest challenge for me to overcome as we progress through the game.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Come on up.
Greetings. I sort of wanted to begin by, as I'm sure you know, he's one of my friends. Even though Halo was, you know, the behemoth of the time, it's still, I mean, I was probably learning to walk when Halo was in its, like, old world prime, but it's still a huge part of my life. And a lot of the people here who are, you know, just, I'm sure people will be nostalgic for Halo 3, you know, 30 years after it's done. But I wanted to ask, have you guys ever had the chance to play through any of the campaigns together, or with some of the other staff at all?
Oh my god, that would be hilarious if we played together.
That would also be very short.
It would be short. But you know what, I'm coming to visit you in Chicago in August.
You wanna
We
work
should
on
play
that?
through and try to, I mean, literally, we'd probably play for 5 minutes and die again.
Yeah.
I am terrible, you guys. I'm terrible at it. I was a really good Pong player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could kill a Pong.
Easier controls, but yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was really good with
Now you know the
Atari.
whole audience is going,
What?
Pong,
What is that? So my husband plays, and I smack talk. Oh yeah, that's what we do. He plays through so I can see it, and then I can, You can also watch the campaign. There are these things, this thing called YouTube, and people play it in. And I go watch that. But no, my husband will play and I will smack talk. So if you're getting smack talked by somebody who sounds like Cortana,
That would be
it
awesome.
might really
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
There was I don't think it's on anymore, but years ago there was a series, some kind of YouTube series called Master Chief Sucks at Halo. True story. I was awful, at the game. And so bad that, at some point I was like, I can't do this. And yet, this is too
I
embarrassing.
think you started saying I can't do this, and then you full circle came back around.
He
Exactly.
can't finish the fight.
I didn't start the fight.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing to meet you guys.
How you doing?
Hello, my name is Max, and I have two questions for you, for both of you. So my first question is, in one of your interview, I've seen that you said in in all of our lives, we have to be our own Master Chief in kind of a way. So my question is, if you got a chance to change the story, to change the future story of Master Chief and Cortana, or the weapon, whichever you prefer, which way you would lead it? Which way you would change it so it can adapt, your Master Chief and your Cortana?
Well, my initial response to that question is a large part of why this game is so successful and these characters are so memorable comes from the people who wrote the story. As lucky as we are to do what we do, we're reading pages, words off a page. There are these writers and creators who put together this amazing story that is still, much of it is still untapped in terms of, how it's going to present itself in a game, if it ever will. So I wouldn't be so presumptuous as to say that I would change any of the story. My one and only hope is, however this all plays out, and we have no idea what the future of the franchise is, but I would say that my one hope would be that there is some point where we get to resolve the story. I think the story deserves a resolution rather than just be one day, okay, we're done, and left it wherever it was left, story-wise.
Do you want Chief to die?
Not
Fiery
necessarily,
death,
but
or like margaritas on beef?
I think he should have a hero's death. Yeah, I think that would be. I think him retiring and
No bikinis on the
Pressy
beach.
starts to inflate and Mjolnir starts to. It just doesn't look good. Hey, I don't like the way that.
Go on top.
He's sitting in front of the. What's on, Cortana?
She's gone.
She's
left. She's left.
Oh, she's long gone.
Oh, she's long gone.
She's long gone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
And
Second question.
And so my second question is, I know that Master Chief, the character, and yourself, and the same as Cortana, and also yourself, saved a ton of lives in real life and helped in kind of like emotional way to some people to be actually saved, and at some point in even actually mine. And the reason that I'm actually standing here is kind of with your help. There's so much times, I can't even tell all of them, where your impact was just incredible. It's my second language and I struggle to say the words, but I think you get the idea. So my question is, whenever you know that actually, like there's a person that you actually saved his life, I mean, not just me, but other persons, how do you feel about it? Like, what is it for you, how a Master Chief or Cortana and the people itself, how is it for you emotional that you actually made an impact on someone's life?
It's overwhelming. I mean, that's what every person, I imagine, most people, and certainly performers, actors, hope for in their life, right? So when we hear things like, I mean, I guess I can speak for you, when we hear things like that from you and from others, it is a gift and an honor, and we're overwhelmed by it. I mean, we're humans on the planet, just like you, and so it is emotionally overwhelming, and an honor and a privilege to be a part of something that affects people in that way. Yeah.
By the way, sidebar, that's the first time Cortana ever asked Master Chief if it was okay if she spoke for him. You were here when it happened.
Alright, it's on record now, it's on record.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
You're
very
awesome,
much
and
for
you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, Ghostbuster Mitchell, come on up.
Hi, I had a question for both of you first. Steve, Jen, you played as 3 characters in the franchise, Halsey, Cortana, and the Weapon. I was wondering, like, how do you get into the mindset of playing these 3 characters to portray the series?
Let's not forget the dropship pilot in CE.
God forbid.
Such a terrible
An
southern
incredible
dialect.
cameo.
Yes, yes. How do I get into the mindset? It's interesting because they are sort of shades of each other. It for me was really a physical thing. I actually honestly had to just change my physicality for each one, which it was a lot easier when I was doing motion capture for anybody to see it. But I'm doing that in the booth all the time. It has to be physically different, which is what really helped me find that. And then again, the writing is what takes me to the place that I need to go to, as far as Infinite goes, you know. And we were doing motion capture for that, and we would record all of the weapon lines, and then all of the weapon stuff, and then all of the Halsey, and then all of the Cortana separately. So that I didn't have to jump back and forth, which would have been very confusing. So I'm relying on the script, and I'm relying on physicality, honestly, for that.
Thank you for your answer. And then,
Yeah.
Steve, you've been playing the Master Chief for a long time. I was wondering, do you have a favorite look of his?
Favorite look? My favorite is Halo Infinite, because I feel like it combines many of the Bungie looks and the 343 appearance. So I thought it was a good. The whole game really was sort of, in my opinion, kind of structured that way to have more of a continuation between those 2 eras, and I thought his look was a good combination of that.
Thank you for your
Thank
answer,
you.
and thank you guys for being here. And just want to let you know, it is my birthday today, so you guys have just made it the best birthday.
Okay, now we gotta stop.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mitchell.
And Mitchell, finish the fight.
Finish
The cake.
How's it going? He actually had the question I was going to ask both of you about, which was the favorite armor for you guys. So good question. I have
Another
a
one?
second question. I'm sorry.
Got another one?
I do have a second question I want to ask. Did you guys have any lines for any of the games in particular that you had ad-libbed? Because you say you read from a script, which obviously makes sense. But anything you ad-libbed, you just on the fly, let me try this out for sound bites and so forth.
I did, but it never got used.
I mean, I did, but I don't know if it got used. I mean, because there's so many things in gameplay that I haven't, gotten to.
Right.
So maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah. But did you have, I think you had some input into saying, I'm not sure that Cortana would say it that way, or she might not, you know what I mean?
I did that more with Halsey. I decided that Halsey, it was a lot, I just thought, Halsey doesn't speak in conjunctions. So it makes her sound kind of weirdly stilted because she doesn't say doesn't. She says does not, which it just heightens her language a little bit, right? So, or contractions, not conjunctions. Everybody's like conjunctions.
I went with it.
Yes, thank you.
I forgot what adverbs were, so.
Contractions.
Yeah, we forgot all our schoolhouse.
Thank you.
Prepositions,
Yes.
anybody?
So I did that, but I don't know. I wouldn't know. Sorry.
I've been playing since 2011. I've been since the beginning of the franchise. So meeting you guys, this has been awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I have another question too.
Oh yeah, you can take the mic off if you want. That comes off, so just so you reach down. Yep, just
or
pull
just-
it. There you go. Beautiful.
So, first question for both of you, Miss Jen and Mr. Steve. What's your favorite song? Like,
Oh, all time.
Of all time, that's a really hard one. But I think one of my favorite songs is Bittersweet Symphony by the Verve. Right?
And it's, I'm an ex-disc jockey. It's impossible for me to single out favorite songs. I mean, you ask me that question, 500 songs immediately come into my head vying for
But what's
attention.
one that no matter what it is, like
Okay.
any Radiohead song, I'll stop and turn up the volume, right?
Well, just about any song by a group called Little Feat, which, by the way, has a brand new album. You should all buy it. Yeah, they do. It's really good.
Yeah, they're back.
They have a song called "Fat Man in the Bathtub."
Is that hitting home for you?
No, it's a little too close to home. I love it though.
Do you have another one?
Oh, yeah. I have actually two more, if you don't mind, but
One more.
Okay, my
Pick the best one.
Okay, in that case, I was asking to you, Miss Taylor, what was it like having to knowing about Cortana dying in Infinite for you?
You mean Cortana dying in 4 and then again in Infinite?
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
My apologies, everyone who did. My apologies.
So what did I think? I felt like we were handing off the baton to the weapon, and I know that some people really don't like the weapon. They feel like, that's not my Cortana. I really like the weapon. I think she's charming. So I felt like, especially that last scene, when she really, really, truly says goodbye to him and says, I chose well, Master Chief, now it's up to you, and I walk through him, killed me. How did I feel about it, me knowing that? Like carrying that information before it came out? I don't know. We try to let go of those things. Like you process that and then you have to let go of it because you don't want to accidentally tell somebody at someplace like this, right?
You're like Tom Holland, ruining everything.
Yes! Ruiner of things.
Yeah.
So you've got to let it go immediately.
Yeah. Thank you. Great question.
Thank you.
Go for it.
Hi.
My name's Eric. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys all at once today. I have two questions. One's for John and one's for both. One's for Steve, one's for both of you.
I love it.
The first one is, do you miss Portillo's?
Do I miss Portillo's? Portillo's is a famous hot dog joint in Chicago. And I was never a huge fan, so no.
Did they go under?
No,
I think
actually they've expanded. They have them everywhere now.
There's
so.
a Buena Park in there.
Yeah, there's one.
Oh, really?
There's one here.
Is that right?
There's one in Moreno Valley.
Oh, no, I'll tell you what I miss is Carl's Jr., because they don't have those in out east, not much anymore.
No.
Although I think they are expanding.
Yeah.
I was getting off the airport and going to meet the pickup guy, and I walked by Carl's Jr., and all of a sudden I started walking a little slow.
Is that where we're having dinner tonight?
Absolutely. I've reserved a table. It's sort of an intimate place, kind of in the back.
This man has $6 burger.
My second question might cause us to have trauma bonding issues. Given how season 1 of Paramount played out Halo, will there be a movie to replace that bad memory of ours?
Yes.
Which bad memory?
The way season 1 was written for Paramount.
Season 1 or season 2?
One.
Both of them? Season 1. Well, I don't know that they're doing anything. I haven't heard that they're doing anything else, sadly. So if we're, I had a great time working on that show, guys. It was so fun.
And she was really, really good.
Oh, you're nice. Yeah. I don't know. That's the only answer I've got. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you, man. Come on up.
Hi.
Hi. Halo 3 was my first video game ever. I just want to know you guys made my entire childhood.
I have a question for both of you.
I'm not responsible for what happened to you in 6th grade. So. You tried to pin that on me.
Made it. You made it.
No, I did not. I was gone that day.
What is your guys' favorite quote from all of Halo?
That's so hard. It changes, honestly.
It does.
I mean, one of my favorite quotes is at the very end of 4, which is "Welcome home, John." And I think it's because of the emotional moment that, you know, and they have an exchange right before that, where he says, "I was supposed to take care of you." Or, "It was my job. It was my job."
Let me do it.
I'm sorry.
I was supposed to take care of you.
We were supposed to take care of each other, and we did.
Oh.
So that is a lovely.
The rat suit returns. Probably it was so easy for you to remember my name because it's like Master Chief. Maybe I really am him under the armor.
Your question.
Let's go with
Oh yeah. I played the arcade game Halo.
Ah.
I tried listening for you guys, but are you in it?
I don't think we are. I don't know.
Not that I know of, unless they just lifted lines from the game. But
Yeah, I don't think
think
so. I don't think we are. Yeah. I played it too. I didn't hear us. So.
Figures.
Yeah.
And I know you've been rejected from auditions before. Did you ever audition for this character?
No. I never auditioned for any Chuck E. Cheese characters, sadly. He was saying we get rejected a lot. We do. It's a big part of voiceover. I mean, every...
The biggest part.
The biggest part of voiceover.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah, it's just a part of what we do.
Yeah, you gotta get used
Spider-Man.
to it.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Hey guys, my name's Tristan. I just want to say that you guys are my childhood heroes. My favorite scene was in Halo Infinite when Master Chief called the weapon Cortana by accident while they're arguing. And you guys taught me how to move on from loss, whether that would be a loved one, a relationship, or anything in general. Besides Halo 4's ending, what was your favorite emotional scene you guys both did together?
Did together?
Well, yeah.
Or in general.
I mean,
Well-
the rampancy scene.
Oh.
For me.
Yeah. Although I think the
But you were mostly just holding space.
I was like, what the hell is going on with this woman? And, the scene, yeah, I think it was in 4. Spartans never die. They're just missing in action. That was, it was an important scene and an important statement from the chief. Yes, and that is, yeah, also in 4. She told me that once, about being a machine. Or words to that effect.
Something like that.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you. Step on up.
Hi, Jen, since you mentioned you would love to be a voice in Red Dead, is that what you said?
Yes.
I'm just curious, what are you guys' thoughts on Rockstar and their newest, all the buzz they're building up with the newest Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto 6, and if you guys were thrown any opportunity to voice in any of their games, maybe GTA 6, would you jump at that opportunity?
We're actors and we're always looking for work.
Yes.
The answer is yes and yes.
What's hard, and this can lead us to talk about something that I know is near and dear to your heart, is that we're all on strike right now. All the voiceover actors who work in video games, union voiceover actors who work in video games, are on strike for SAG-AFTRA, which I don't think is very known. Like we've been on strike since July.
Yeah, I did
People
get
are
the
like,
press
"Wait,
that
what?"
the
We
theatrical
don't have
actors
huge
did, yeah.
stars, so yeah, so people don't know about it, but
So the AI, everything's very real in the
Yeah.
voiceover world. And,
yeah.
and yeah, you guys deserve your due for all the hard work you've done. Have your voices stolen by
Yeah, and that's
AI.
what it's all about. It's not about money per se. It's about having some protections in regards to our image or vocal likeness being copied by artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah, I agree. What you guys do is for sure a work of art. Only obviously you guys could like do that, you know?
Well, all we're asking for is to have a say in it. We're not against AI, that's like, being against.
The
way-
tide.
Yeah, exactly, the
Yeah.
tide. But we wanna be able to have a say in it and know how our AI replica is gonna be used, where it's gonna be used, how long, and how are we gonna be compensated for it.
So what we're trying to, like, all the union actors, voice actors are on strike right now. So I'm not sure that many games at all are being made at the moment. I mean, there are some companies that have already come to an
Yeah,
agreement.
I
but-
will say that, as of late, some progress has been made.
Yay!
And it feels like maybe we're getting to a point where we can get some resolution on this.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet, and when we do have the opportunity to speak about it publicly, it's so that you are informed of what's happening, and then maybe you can make your voices heard on your own social media platforms or in response to gaming platforms that you support our strike, because it really is the survival of voice actors' profession. That's really what's at stake.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
very,
you.
very insightful stuff.
Thank you. Step right up.
So I don't have a question, I actually have a request for you, Steve. I have a friend, he's a big fan of Halo, couldn't be here today, he's in Vegas at a EDC. So I was wondering.
Having fun?
We were just in Vegas.
Is having fun dancing around to electronic dance music? Okay, still,
Yeah, he's
okay.
having a bummer
Continue.
Could I record you saying, Jesse, don't be like your friends in Gamble? And I can send it to him?
I tell you what, why don't we do that
Booth.
at
Do it at the booth.
at the table? I'd be happy to do it at the table, but we have other questions.
Yeah,
to get to.
do it at the booth.
But yeah, come by, and we'll be there right after this. We'll be back at our
Yeah, all weekend.
signing table there. We would let that.
Fair enough, thank you.
Thank you. Hope he's having fun.
You're jealous.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, I can tell. Hi.
Hello. So I just wanted to say, like, meeting you two in person today was like very surreal. Like, you guys have been part of my childhood for like the longest time. There's like a few video games I played before Halo, like Mario Kart, like Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
And Adventure
Rad.
Prime. Those really taught me like video games are cool.
Pong.
Asteroid.
Thought I'd try.
But yeah, Halo just, that one I think more than any other franchise ever has enlightened me the most and just really showed me that video games really could be like art. One of the first to ever do that. Two questions I have is, I think, like, what was both of your guys' reaction to Halo becoming as big as it is today? Because like the first game alone, like just like right out, it became Xbox's #1 selling game, and then it became like 8 million copies. So it's $1 billion franchise. What were your guys' reaction to like becoming part of that franchise and seeing the huge rise in it?
God, I wish we got residuals.
There was no precedent. We had no precedent for it, so we didn't know what to expect. And to be quite honest, it took me quite a long time to understand that, really. I mean, I want to say Halo 3 was like, oh, this is really a thing. When I didn't know that Halo CE was popular.
Yeah. I didn't know, I did. I forgot the name of the character that I did.
Yeah, he didn't know. So I remember when they called me for Halo 2, I thought, oh, I guess people bought Halos. That's
Yeah,
nice.
it
I
makes
guess
them
that was
back.
popular. So it's so huge that it's hard to comprehend, I think, in all honesty. When we come places like this and we see people and hear from people who it's really affected is when we're made aware of it. But just walking down the street, being a person, it's hard to comprehend because it's so much bigger than we are.
My favorite story about that is the story that Mario O'Donnell tells. Mario hired both of us and all the voice actors in the Bungie games, and wrote all the music and was an integral part of the whole thing. He said in their discussions in making Combat Evolved, their idea of success was to sell 50,000 copies. Period. They sold 50,000 copies in about the first 15 minutes. So they had, I mean, that's where their head was at in terms of what the measure of success would have been. So it's gone light years, beyond that, for sure.
And real quick, what was your second one?
I've always just wondered this from your guys' perspective. Halo 5 is quite like a controversial game in the franchise, and I was just
It's a
wondering.
polite word, but go ahead.
I was just wondering, what are you guys' thoughts on like the Halo 5 story, and like, do you agree with the like the hate it gets, or do you disagree with some things, or like just the scope of it? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on like the controversy it gets?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is I thought that the marketing campaign to sell Halo 5 and the story of Halo 5 were two entirely different things. And I think the audience expectations were misled in the way the game was marketed as opposed to what was actually in the game. I thought the idea of introducing Sergeant Locke was an interesting idea, and of course, you know, that storyline was abandoned completely. But that was my main problem with it, is that you know, you were selling Fruit Loops, but it made them look like Cheerios. I
like
that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. I gotta get you guys back to your tables.
Okay,
But
so
before we
can
do
just
that,
do it? Can we just do
oh,
as
you
fast as
you
possible?
do a lightning round?
We're gonna do
Yeah,
lightning
real
round,
quick.
guys.
Question.
One word answer.
Can you give us a good movie recommendation?
We want sci-fi?
That was the easier of the two questions.
Safety not guaranteed. Safety not guaranteed.
Safety not
It's a
guaranteed.
has one of the best endings of any film.
I don't know, my mind just went to Mesh. I'm watching The Ethernaut right now, and I'm trying to figure out if I like it or not. That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Real quick, question.
What was the most difficult Halo game to do, just overall?
The most difficult game to do for me was also probably 4, because I didn't get to do the performance capture. Somebody else did the performance capture, and then I had to match my performance to her mouth. And she had a completely different cadence than I do, so that I found to be very difficult, or
Yeah.
just challenging.
Yeah, and 4, because of the depth of the story and where it was taking Master Chief, was, you know, was a new thing for me, and so it was always in my mind to be up to the task.
All right, thank you. Real quick, next.
Thank you.
My question's too good to wrap up in like a second, so I'm just gonna say hi and thank you for coming by.
Thanks, dude.
And my answer is blue.
I'm green.
Thank you. Help me on the table if you want to elaborate. Hey, real last one.
If you could have any Halo gun, in real life, workable, functional, anything, which gun would it be?
Needler.
Yeah, real quick, for those of you who are familiar with Cameo, where you can get celebrities and semi-celebrities.
Celebrities!
You know, to wish you a happy
He's
birthday.
talking
You're
about
familiar with
himself,
Cameo?
right? Yeah, videos. You get the
Cameos.
record videos for you.
So for the last couple of months on my Cameo page, if you asked for a Cameo of Master Chief, all of the money went to the Red Cross disaster relief funds for the fires in Los Angeles, Pacific Palisades, etc. And it's very appropriate that I get to say for the first time, the goal was to raise $10,000. As of yesterday, we raised $10,260. We're still doing cameos. The charity part of it is over, but I want to thank everybody who contributed to that. It all went to a great cause, and it's just appropriate I get to announce it in California.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, get back to your table. Go for the time, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. No, just